Buying a new car can be one of the trickiest and possibly most frustrating tasks you'll ever carry out. With so many cars on the market, the process can seem a little overwhelming. Besides buying a house, a car will be the biggest investment that you ever make, so it's crucial to get all those little details spot on, and that's what we'll be finding out today. One of the first things you need to consider when you're actually buying a car is, what do you actually need it for? To answer that question for us, this is Scott. What kind of thing do you need to ask yourself?
They need to consider what type of driving they're doing. Is it going to be business? Is it going to be a lot of commuting up and down the motorways? You're going to be picking the kids up from school. Even if it's just leisure, just driving around, just having a bit of fun. It's all things you need to really consider when buying a car.
There's all sorts of questions that you need to ask yourself, but it can be quite an overwhelming process, can't it?
Yeah, without a doubt. There's so many different ranges out there. You know, you've got crossovers for your bigger families, you've got prams, pushchairs. You've then got your smaller crossovers, your small city cars, nipping around the city is exactly what they're for. You've then got your big 4x4s or even your estate cars for people who are lugging more luggage around, etc. So there's such a wide range of choice out there. That's why we're here to maybe help with the decision process.
And that's what you'd be here for. So it's
that's
kind of
job.
kind of a process between the actual salesman or the sales lady and the person buying the car.
Exactly, yeah, without a shadow of a doubt.
So Scott, it's not just a case of petrol or diesel anymore, it's actually new technologies.
Yeah, you've got obviously your conventional diesel and your conventional petrol engine still. You've now got hybrids, range extenders and full electric vehicles to choose from.
Once we've got a car in mind, presumably it's best to keep a budget in mind.
Of course, yeah, you need to make sure you live within your means. So you look at a monthly budget, maybe stretch out a little bit if it's just the right perfect car for you. But there's so many different financing options available these days. You know, you've got personal contract plan, you've got hire purchase, or for business users you've even got contract hire. Some customers it even suits a cash purchase. So it's just about living within your means and setting yourself the right amount of budget for the right vehicle.
So once you've looked at a car and looked at the budget, it's not just about the actual monthly payments, is it?
No, it's not. Obviously you've got running costs, etc. You know, MPGs. Petrol, diesel, making sure which one's most cost effective for you. Your insurances as well. There's so many different ranges of insurances, you know, city cars start group 1 and 2, all the way up to your high performance cars that go to the 40s and 50s. And then your tax. There's so many cars nowadays that have got nil tax or even 20 or 30 pounds a year road tax. So there's so many different things to consider as well.
So we've got a budget in mind. I know what I want from the car, so what would be the next step?
Well, the next step is to go and have a seat in one. We'll go and have a look and take a seat.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's go for it.
Perfect. So there's a lot of trims available in these cars. You might have your budget in place, but you could actually go off the scale with trims and things, couldn't you?
You can do. I mean, there's so many different options to consider with cars these days. As you say, so many different trim levels, customisables, different alloys, spoilers, door mirror covers. You've also then got the interior selections. Sat-nav, Bluetooth, reversing cameras. So there's such a wide variety of options for you to choose from.
So it's probably a good thing to do your research and maybe look online at the videos that guys put on there and anything about the cars that you see. And also in retailers, there's a lot of guys that are very knowledgeable as well.
Yeah, without a doubt. Do your research, know what you want in the car, what you want it to have, what you want it to do as well.
So what would be the next step then?
Go for a test drive.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's go.
Perfect. Thank you, cheers. All right. It's weird, isn't it, being in a new surrounding, because you can feel a bit pressured. Is that the kind of thing you should feel?
No, you shouldn't feel like that at all. There are a lot of people that do feel like that. It is a new experience, so you are going to feel a little bit different, but just make sure as soon as you get in the car, you get your seat set in the right position, you get your mirrors adjusted correctly, and you feel comfortable before you set off. Although it is a new vehicle, there's so many different functions and features to look at and to play with, etc. Just make sure you're physically happy and set where you are before you drive the vehicle.
And some cars I probably wouldn't be used to having different things, like this one's got telephone prep, and some things are probably not for me, so it's not a bad thing to ask questions to see if that's standard kit.
Exactly, always ask. If you see something in there and you think, oh, that looks a bit different, you know, ask, is it standard kit? As you say, the telephone preparation, that's an optional extra. Sometimes satellite navigation can be an optional extra as well. So you should always ask what you're going to be getting within your trim level, just to know what you can expect when you pick up your new car.
All right, okay, cool. Well, I'm pretty happy with everything then, so to get this car started, it's not going to start on its own, so could you get me the keys, please?
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Brilliant. With many different service packages available, it's worth considering when buying your car, as it will give you future peace of mind. We caught up with Roy from the service department to tell us more.
The service plan is a way of budgeting for your yearly service. It's effectively like putting your money each month into a pot, and end of that year, when its service is due, we simply take over the keys when the vehicle is due, do the service to manufacturer's recommendation, and hand your keys back and take care of the payment through the plan itself. Long-term values are you get a MOT when it's due, free of charge, you get 10% on parts and labour wherever necessary, and as well as having genuine service bits and the correct intervals, that also adds on resale value to the vehicle. Payment works quite simple, a bit like setting up a direct debit with your gas, electric, as easy as that. Each month a small deposit will come out to your bank that we have no access to apart from when it's due its service. It's being used by Nissan Garage with the correct equipment. It gives the customer more peace of mind that the manufacturer is getting the right intervals done by the right technicians who are fully trained and the right parts with the vehicle.
Before I go and scare Scott half to death with a few laps around Silverstone, make sure you buy yourself a nice new folder to put all your important documents in. If you want to come and see our cars down at Perry's, come and visit us in the retailership, or also you can visit us online.